first thing I want to do, of course, is go ahead and prime our eyes, and I'm going to use the NYX primer in the color Skintone. It's just going to cancel out everything on our eyelids, and sorry that I'm looking over here. I'm using the little screen as a mirror, so apologies for that. But just get that on there to help us, you know, help us out here. I'm going to start with Vanilla by MAC. Any highlight color will do. I just like a very stark white highlight, but you could use, you know, anything that you want. I was doing this look on Saturday. I was just playing around with makeup and my blending techniques and whatnot, and I just came up with this look and I loved it so much. I was like, I have to share with them. It's very simple, but very, I don't know, like dramatic at the same time. Yeah, Brenda, simple and dramatic. Wow. But I don't know. You guys will see. I think you guys are going to like this one. Anyway, but just really pack that on there. And even take it down into the inner corner, because I always want to keep that nice and bright. Next, you want to take a fluffy brush, and you absolutely need a fluffy brush. Every single brush company has one. It's super important for this particular look. Okay, this one is from Crown Brush. I'll link it down below. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, just so you guys can find it. It's super inexpensive. I'm taking the eyeshadow Beaches and Cream from Makeupgeek, which is like a peachy skin tone color. You want to take it and buff this into the crease area and kind of buff it into the highlight. Okay, so watch this, you guys. So you want to start with most of the product in the crease. So just windshield wiper onto the crease. It doesn't matter if you get it on the eyelid. In fact, please get it on the eyelid. So just kind of, you know, buff it in there. Windshield wiper back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like so. And even just like sweep it all over that lid. Okay, and once you feel like most of that product is gone, start pressing down on the brush like this. Press it down and start sweeping it upward into the brow. So start at the crease and kind of go up into the brow. And this is going to give you that really diffused blend. I cannot believe I have never figured this out before, but it is the most beautiful diffused blending of colors I've ever done. And I'm totally in love with this technique. So most of the color on the crease and on the lid, and then whatever's left over, sweep it up. Just like that, kind of like Make sure you wipe off that brush really, really well, because we're going to be using it throughout this whole look. And take that same brush and the eyeshadow Soft Brown from MAC and just dip your brush in there. We're going to do the same exact technique that we just did, but each time with each new color, we're going to take it just a little bit lower than we diffused that previous color. I hope that makes sense. So, you know, stay lower and lower each time. Okay, so again, you want to start it. This one we kind of want to start in the outer corner here. And again, and then just kind of start sweeping it over the lid and into the crease. So it's going on both places all at once. And then you kind of want to make your brush horizontal, like this, so it's super straight. And then more color. Why can't I talk? And then more color is going to be onto the crease, so like that. And then once there's very, very little product left, you start diffusing it higher up. And just blend all those colors together to create this beautiful, like, diffused look. I'm going to do that step again, and you can get this as intense and as dark as you want it. I'm taking the color Cocoa Bear by Makeupgeek, which is a medium red brown color, and that same fluffy brush, I'm going to dip it in there and tap it off, because the product does kind of have a bit of fallout, but that's because it's so pigmented that it has a hard time sticking together, which is totally worth it for me, because you want your eyeshadows to be super pigmented. Okay, and we're going to start this on the outer corner. Remember, you want most of the color to be on the outer corner. And then you want to start sweeping it into the crease. And onto the lid at the same time. And then once you feel like you have less product on the brush, you could start sweeping it up into the other colors. I'm going to go back in with that vanilla color and this brush just to re-intensify the highlight, since with all that blending we may have lost some. The color Beaches and Cream again on that fluffy brush. And I'm just kind of going to go over the crease and the highlight all together. Okay, finally I'm going to take the 217 brush or any dense dome blending brush and the color Corrupt by Makeupgeek or any black eyeshadow. And I'm just going to dip that in there lightly. And I'm going to put this in the outer corner. Again, you want to do that in circles, right in the outer corner. Get most of the product on there. And then start sweeping it inwards, just like this. In short inward strokes. And then I'm going to do little small circular motions right at the outer corner so it kind of diffuses into the crease. So once you have that black the way that you want it, you could go ahead and clean up around here because we got a little messy with it. So I'm just taking a little bit of lotion or whatever you want on a cotton ball and, you know, just clean up any messes that you may have made. Go up here. Now I'm actually going to go in with a little bit more vanilla on a clean brush just for the inner corners to really keep it nice and bright in there. So I'm just going to take a liquid liner. The one that I'm using is the NYC Liquid Eyeliner. I'm going to draw a wing, which, let's see how it goes today. So now I'm just going to curl my lashes and then apply some mascara. And I did this kind of towards the end because I did apply that liquid liner before curling them, so I wanted it to dry completely. And today I'm going to use the Loreal Carbon Black. And before I apply it on my lower lashes, I'm going to take the eyeshadow in Cocoa Bear again by Makeupgeek, and I want to smudge that on my lower lash line. For lips, I'm going to apply the Jordana lip liner, and I'm going to be very careful not to touch my cold sore because I don't want to contaminate my makeup. Let me use the zoomed in side. I don't want to use my lipsticks on my lips because I have a cold sore right now. I'm going to take the lip paint by JCat Beauty, and this is the color Red Potion. And I'm just going to squeeze that on the back of my hand, like that. I'm going to take some Q-tips and I'm going to apply it with that, which is probably going to be a mission. So once you've applied that lip color, which took me about 10 minutes because those lip paint are a mission to apply, but so worth it. Look at that color. Then you are done with the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I do have an announcement. I'm going to be at IMATS on Sunday, January 18th, I believe is the date. I'm not sure, but it's the Sunday. So I think it is the 18th, but don't quote me on that. But I will be going on that day, so if any of you guys are going, I would love to know. Please tell me in the comment section below, or if you've been at IMATS before, please tell me some tips because I want to be extremely prepared for, you know, the madness that I know IMATS is. So Let me know those things in the comments below. And with that, we have completed the look for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Alright. Did you guys see that I touched up my hair? Look at that. Look at that. Ah, I love it. I love it. Two. Okay, I'm taking the eyeshadow Beaches and Cream from Makeupgeek. What is happening to my voice? Okily dokily. Just clip that. Let's clip that up. And yes, I do have a cold sore. What can I say? I get cold sores a lot. It's not my fault. I know it looks disgusting. Believe me, it feels even worse, but what can I do? I gotta hustle.